Hello everyone, this is Laura from Astropositive, and as you can see, I am not in my usual surroundings now. I am filming this in Paris, where I am for a short few days. And as a matter of fact, this hotel is quite close to the Paris Bourse, and also near the astrological column that I just discovered yesterday. And actually, it was built, it seems, by Catherine of Medici for her private astrologer, that was Cosimo Ruggeri. So he could, better, climb up there and see the stars from the top. Quite inspiring, huh? Okay, so here we are, headed towards the new moon that is happening actually today, on the 18th of January. And this is the first new moon of the year, and what a new moon will be. So, it is happening in Capricorn at 28 degrees. So this is not surprising in itself because the first new moon of any year is often in Capricorn. And it's quite appropriate because Capricorn is a winter sign that is focused on getting through the winter, so to speak, through hard work and patient effort that can carry us a long way. So this is an ideal setting for starting new projects. Capricorn is a cardinal sign, so quite able to initiate projects. And with the Capricorn, grit and staying power, these projects stand a good chance of being seen to a fruitful ending. Also, this new moon is conjunct quite a lot of inner planets. So first of all, it is conjunct Mars. So this is a lots of get up and go energy, lots of dynamic, decisive action. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, so it is more effective than in other signs. So here it has the strategic mindset and also the steady energy level that can propel our actions throughout their course. It won't be just a flash in the pan, basically. On the flip side, our combative spirit might make itself a bit, too noticed, too much felt. We will certainly be able to stand up for ourselves, stand up and be counted. We will be more assertive than ever and go after what we want like full throttle. And this might also have, other effects, like this might often mean that going against somebody else's interests. And this is how conflicts start, basically. So try to keep this in mind, pause before you act, and consider whether a compromise might be necessary. It might be the best solution. So this new moon is also conjunct Mercury, which means lots of exchanges, especially verbal exchanges, lots of communications and probably travel too. Mental activity is intensified, so new ideas are springing seamlessly, seemingly out of nowhere. Contracts are signed, deals are made. I would like to add also lessons are learned, but this is less certain. We might be all too sure of ourselves because of this conjunction to Mars also. We might identify too much with our own ideas and positions on any matter. We will cling on to this position for dear life with Mercury conjunct Mars. We will have a lot of repartee, so some sharp words might be exchanged. Discord is also possible, and this can only add fuel to the fire in case of conflict. Mercury rules movement and transport of all kinds, as well as travel, as I said, might be risky at this time because Mars is ruling accidents. So pay attention while driving. So far, I was talking about this Mercury conjunct Mars conjunct new moon, and the energy might have seemed a bit harsh and unforgiving. But now for the nice part, because this new moon also makes a conjunction to Venus. So who can ask for a nicer combination? Venus is in Aquarius since the 17th, so this is an out-of-sign conjunction between the new moon in Capricorn and Venus in Aquarius, but still, it is a conjunction. And Venus is a bit of a nice queen in Aquarius, shining splendidly from afar, distant yet desirable. In this sign, she is also single and open to experiment. So it is conjunct the new moon, which means she's like put under a spotlight as a prized object of desire that Mars can chase and Mercury can woo. These three combined together make for a flirty, feisty combination that can whip up our libido and reawaken our appetites for life, no matter our age or situation, no matter how weary, cynical, and bored with life we might have become. With this Aquarius Venus, we might dare to be different, embrace our quirkiness, change our appearance as well, pimp our style, you know. All of a sudden, war is turned into courtship and disputes into seduction. Okay, so to top it all, there is also this Pluto conjunction to all the inner planets from Aquarius. So all of the inner planets, as I said, Mercury, Venus, Mars, are inexorably moving towards Pluto as they go through the zodiac, you know. But at the time of the new moon, Pluto's influence is felt more globally, you know, like an amplifier that carries this new moon vibes much higher, much further. So if we feel like the heat of discord, Pluto will turn this into a wildfire. If we feel the warm invite of new love because of the conjunction to Venus, Pluto will make sure it becomes an all-consuming passion. The point here is, it is easy to go overboard with this new moon, with our feelings and actions also. So Pluto is bringing drama into the mundane concerns of the inner planets. It brings perspective, a wider perspective. So everything will look and feel like larger than life, you know. It can take actually on scary proportions. Huh? Everything becomes so much more intense. So this is like a pack of dynamite that this new moon is standing on. Luckily, there are only supportive aspects to this new moon. To start with, the trines to Uranus, and then also the sextiles to Saturn and Neptune. So Uranus is like the shock to the system. It is the unexpected reversal, perhaps, of a situation, the change, the random event that revolutionizes things, the whole state of things. Uranus is electric energy, and here it energizes Mars, to start with. So our actions are packing a good deal of punch. We are on the move, we can pull up the trick, you know, that saves the day. With Mercury, Uranus brings to our ideas like a touch of genius. Or at least the eccentricity that we can really think out of the box at this time. With both Mars and Mercury, it's likely that we have like an ace up our sleeves and our plans come up trumps in the end, if I may use two card metaphors. With Venus, there is unexpected good luck in love, or we get to take an unexpected break and enjoy some unexpected hobbies at this time. Unconventional things. With Pluto, innovation might turn out to have an unsuspected, far-reaching, effect. Certainly, the new moon is trining Uranus is an opening towards the future that embraces the new and never tried before, and that can put us on a path less traveled, but one that is rich in opportunities as well, because this is a harmonious aspect with the trine. As I said, there are also the sextiles to Saturn and Neptune. With the sextile to Saturn, Capricorn loves a good aspect to Saturn because it is the ruling planet. So this gives a robust platform on which to build, As Archimedes famously said, give me a lever and a fulcrum and I will move the world. So Saturn is this fulcrum. Here is another reason to believe that all of the New Year resolutions that we made so far actually will endure in the long run. We are indeed building something made to last. With Uranus, we have the excitement added in. So Saturn takes care of the boring side, but the necessary stuff, and Uranus gives the excitement. So both together will give us the patience and the stamina that are needed to achieve anything, be it a war campaign, as I said, with Mars, or a love declaration with Venus. And finally, there is the sextile to Neptune. So we are inspired to act in the name of a higher ideal, or in a more altruistic way altogether. We might be able to show more empathy than usual and actually maybe lend a helping hand when needed. We might get a glimpse of a wider meaning as well, because Neptune is a very spiritual planet. And we might see a purpose behind it all. In the best case scenario, we will all vibrate at a higher frequency and will rise above petty concerns and skirmishes. Saturn and Neptune are still close together, and with this new moon, we might find the impulse, to overcome the disillusionment that maybe occurred with this combination, and or maybe simply the blah feeling of the end of 2025, because now at the start of 2026, life looms large, with all this, with the new moon, with the full moon that we had previously, that was conjunct with Jupiter. And there are new beginnings waiting for us, to get moving. In these 2 weeks until the next full moon, Mercury will shift into Aquarius on the 20th, Venus just moved on to Aquarius on the 17th, Mars will be in Aquarius on the 23rd, and Neptune finally will move from Pisces to Aries on the 26th of January. So the focus is progressively shifting from the work and ambition-driven, attitude to a more open and experimental and innovative attitude that is ready to take some risks as well. And that can feel quite liberating, and maybe flip a stagnant situation. Just saying. Okay, so on a day-to-day basis, on the 18th, we have the new moon day, so this is today. The energy is fresh and exciting. It is a new beginning. We feel ready to initiate something. The day is heavily marked by the Moon, Mercury, Mars conjunction. So it is mainly dedicated to communication, in a decisive and no-nonsense way, straight to the point manner. Words can be unnecessarily sharp, so watch out for heated arguments. It is also a good day for vigorous exercise and traveling, for moving, provided you stay careful, and out of trouble's way. We will be all energetic, won't take no for an answer. We will be pushing ahead, maybe without much care for what others think, which can be sometimes good and sometimes bad. It depends. The moon also forms this nice trine to Uranus, so we are open to new experiences and will probably be pleasantly surprised as well. And then the day ends in the best conditions, with the moon sextile Neptune and conjunct Venus, so in an agreeable haze of love and comfort. On the 19th, the day is starting on a serious note, actually, with Mercury sextile Saturn. We mean business and get down to the nitty-gritty of things, of problems to solve. Solutions will spring to mind with Mercury trine Uranus, so we can count on a productive day. Afterwards, the moon arrives in Aquarius, and we will have permission to become more intellectually adventurous and think out of the box. It will feel perhaps like a life or death situation, because the moon will be conjunct Pluto, and we will be challenged by outside forces, possibly as a collective, as a group. This can also be about grim determination to tackle something big, something that felt daunting before. This is also a day where we feel inspired, and this inspiration, mixed with a strong part of idealism, will carry us through this challenge. On the 20th, Venus is conjunct Pluto, and this makes actually itself felt already on the 19th, and it concerns what we love and what we care for the most. Passion will be intense through the day, and we might become overly possessive out of fear of loss. Some big spending can also occur today, because we might become, we might just find something that we absolutely must have. There is a duality of love and attachment on one side with Venus, and deep threatening, energies with Pluto. Some drama may unfold today because of emotions that can get out of control. On the flip side, we might deeply appreciate an artistic experience, for instance. We might express some deeply rooted feelings of love to someone special. And just remember that love doesn't equate possession, and jealousy is seldom conducive to a harmonious relationship. Mars is also trining Uranus, and on the 19th and the 20th, we will be quite dynamic and much more self-assertive than usual, more likely to take risks as well. Luckily, Mars is also sextiling Saturn, and these will be therefore well-considered risks. The thinking behind them is full of good intentions as well, because Mercury is sextiling Neptune. Today is also the day when Saturn is exactly sextile Uranus. So this is a long-term influence, but it is exact on this day. And it's also a very positive one, sorry, that strikes a good balance between the daring and the unconventional. Innovation is likely to blend, seamlessly with the tradition. And the day ends with a cliffhanger of sorts. We can be a bit nervous, faced with some unexpected obstacle, with the moon square Uranus. On the 21st, the Sun is conjunct Mercury, and this makes for a lively day, full of talks, meetings, and small trips here and there. It is a great day also to pitch a project, perhaps present your ideas to your boss, get in contact with people. And the second half of the day lends itself to reunions again and social events of all kinds, also to teamwork, efficient teamwork, with the moon conjunct the North Node. Contracts signed now will probably be mutually benefic. On the 22nd, this is an ideal day to be plunged in deep study, to get to the bottom of a tricky matter, because Mercury will be conjunct Pluto. We can become obsessed with one idea. We can be baffled by some mystery to solve. It's also a good day to persuade someone of something, because we can be very convincing today. Some major issues can be discussed on this day, but with a benevolent spirit, because the moon is trining Jupiter. Solutions will be found that serve everyone's interests, likely, with this very nice influence of the moon, actually not conjunct, sorry, trining Jupiter. The only danger is us becoming too involved with our opinions, and some flexibility is required at this time. On the 23rd, Mars is sextiling Neptune, and this is already felt on the previous day, as it's often the case with Mars aspects. So this is working for an ideal or for the common good. Mars is driven by a higher purpose here and can be more altruistic than usual. Today overall is a heavy day, mainly because of the moon's aspects to Saturn and Neptune. And that can be, can cast like a gloomy shadow on the day. But our spirits might be a bit low of this moment, and this is unfortunate because today the Sun is meeting Pluto in a conjunction. And we have to confront some major outside forces. Maybe a task that we kept putting off, that is demanding us to finally face it. Maybe authority in any shape or form is weighing down on us and forces us to comply. Pluto can describe some unpleasant places and situations also, because it is the lord of the underworld, you remember. The underworld being all that we'd rather not see and not face or not see in a conscious manner. Things that we reject, as ugly, as dirty, or maybe it can be our own subconscious that we reject, because subconscious can have some hidden motivations. So it's a good day to declutter on a practical level, to clean our environment, also to be brave and show up for the challenge, because the second half is very well suited for this, with the moon sextiling Mars and Pluto and the Sun. On the 24th, we can pat ourselves on the back and celebrate, because the moon is sextiling Venus, and maybe treat ourselves to something delicious, because the moon will be conjunct Ceres. There is plenty of nurturing energy, out there with this aspect. And we might experience also the joys of parenthood if we have kids. For any age, this is a day of meaningful interactions with our parents, between parents and children, actually. We might make the acquaintance of someone who might become a close partner as well, because Juno is sextiling the North Node. This can also translate like interaction with a team with whom we can identify. The atmosphere will be overall uplifting and the mood cheerful, because the moon will be squaring Jupiter. On the 25th, in the morning, we might actually hit a snag, because the moon will be conjunct Chiron. We might feel distinctly ill at ease, like we just committed a faux pas, like a slip-up. Something won't be quite right. Things won't work as planned. And it will only get worse through the day, I must say, because the moon will be squaring Mars and Pluto. What's more, there's a quarter moon forming, by the end of the day. So this is a challenge. Lots of energy will be spent to not much effect or not much good results. Beware of violence, as Mars is inching closer to Pluto and tempers might get heated. On the 26th, We start off on the right foot with the moon sextiling the north node. So good cooperation, good understanding, even though some misunderstandings can occur because the moon is also squaring Mercury. We are happy to oblige other people. We are okay with commitments, and even though we feel like more like chilling out rather than exert ourselves, we end the day quite pleased with the situation with the moon sextiling Jupiter. On the 27th, this is the day when we'd better steer clear of danger in any form, because it's the day when Mars is conjuncting Pluto. So some major disturbing events can take place this day, and also the few days before it, as I said. With the background of Saturn conjunct Neptune, soon to meet in Aries actually, violent events on a mass scale can happen. Accidents too, because there is this unpredictable energy of the moon conjunct Uranus in the morning. I am definitely uneasy about these days, and that can see, that at this time we can see tension exploding all of a sudden as well. With Mars conjunct Pluto, this can occur on a massive scale. Okay, so beware, take care, pay attention. On the 28th, the moon is chiming in, and this brings kind of a good balance, to the whole, because this is a trine to Pluto, Mars, and the Sun. We are now on a more stable footing, and this draws people together once more, with the moon square the north node. Talks and negotiations are forthcoming with the moon trining Mercury, and they will flow in a pleasant, polite, and harmonious fashion with the moon trining Venus. Family relationships, parent-child relationships are particularly favored, with Venus sextiling Ceres. On the 29th, this is unfortunately a bit of a sad day because the moon is squaring Saturn and Neptune, and this is ushering in once more this low vibe, of disillusionment and discontent. Luckily, Mercury is conjunct Venus at the same time, and this is wrapping it all up in a light-hearted package so that we can surf over what hurts gracefully and with no hard feelings. We can keep our sense of humor throughout the day, and that, basically saves the day. On the 30th, so this is a great day for progress at work, within a team, and a great day for social events too, because the moon is trining the north node. Some conflicts may linger on the outskirts, or maybe some muscles still ache from the exertions, the last day's strenuous exercise. Some plans for the day might be in need for readjustment, because the moon actually makes a lot of quincunxes. Mercury also makes a quincunx to Jupiter, so perhaps we promise too much, aim too high, or view too big. And now is the time to scale it down a little bit. On the 31st, the day gets off to a great start with the moon conjunct Jupiter. So freedom is ours, so is good luck, it seems, and we are lifted like on the wings of hope and enthusiasm. There is an infectious good mood also around us. That is until the moon hits the square to Chiron afterwards, and we are sorely reminded of our limitations. That can be physical, these limitations, or more of an emotional nature, so in any case it can be a real or metaphorical pain in the neck, if I may say so. But we handle it just fine in the end, so we move into a mood of diligent work and stable and grounded emotions with the moon trining Saturn. So this is how we will all meet the coming full moon that will occur on the 1st of February on the Leo-Aquarius axis. And that is a whole new story that I will be happy to discuss with you next time. Till then, I wish you all a great new beginning with this new moon. Take advantage of these high-flying energies to launch this new chapter you were dreaming of. Until then, take care and bye-bye.